Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to tackle three of the most important and, yeah, sometimes most confusing little words in English: do, does, and did. Stick with me, and by the end of this, you'll be using them like you were born to it. Okay, let's just jump right in. Take a look at this sentence. She do not like coffee. How does that sound to you? If something in your brain immediately went, wait, that's not right, then you are in exactly the right place. And look, if you've ever gotten tangled up with these words, trust me, you are in very good company. They trip up so many English learners. But here's the good news. There are some really simple rules that, once you see them, are going to make everything just click. So, first things first, what are these words anyway? Well, they're called helper verbs, and that name is perfect because that's exactly what they do. Their main job is to help the main verb in a sentence. You know, when we need to ask a question or say no, these little guys step in to do all the heavy lifting. So here's our game plan. We'll properly meet the do verbs, then we'll figure out the present tense. That's the whole do versus does thing. Then we'll get to the past tense, which is the easy part. After that, we'll build some questions and negatives, and we'll wrap it all up with a toolkit you can use right away. All right, let's get into it. First step, the present tense. Choosing between do and does really just comes down to one simple rule. That's it, just one. And here it is. This is the whole secret. We use do with I, you, we, and they, and we use does with he, she, and it. That's the entire rule. It's all about who or what you're talking about, the subject of the sentence. So, for instance, if we're talking about they, we use do. They do their homework every evening. See how that just flows? It sounds right. But watch this. If we just change the subject to she, the helper verb has to change with it. She does her homework every evening. It's the same logic. We're just following that one simple rule. So, if you remember one thing from this section, make it this little phrase. For he, she, or it, the verb gets an S. Just think about it. He runs, she walks, it rains, and in our case, she does. That S is your big clue. Okay, you ready for some good news? We're moving on to the past tense. And trust me, this part is so much easier. I'm not kidding. This is where you get to relax. If the present tense made your head spin just a little bit, you're going to love the past tense. All that back and forth between do and does, poof, it's gone. And here's why it's so simple. For anything that already happened, you only need one word: did. It doesn't matter who did it. I, you, he, she, we, or they. Did works for every single one. No exceptions. It's a total game changer. For example, he did not go to the party yesterday. Now, this is a super important point, so listen close. Notice the main verb is go, not went. Why? Because the word did already put the whole sentence in the past. It did the time travel work. So the main verb can just chill out in its original form. Okay, so the theory is great, but let's get practical. How do we actually use this stuff in real conversations? This is the fun part, putting these words to work. Asking a question in English is like following a simple recipe. 3 easy steps. You start with your helper verb, do, does, or did. Then you add the subject, and then you finish with the main verb in its simple, basic form. Check out this side by side. This is where it all comes together. You like pizza becomes, do you like pizza? The helper verb just hops to the front. She likes tea becomes, does she like tea? And for the past tense, they went home becomes, did they go home? And see what happened to the main verbs? Likes went back to like, and went back to go. The helper verb does all the hard work. And guess what? Making a sentence negative is just as easy, just as predictable. The recipe is start with your subject, add your helper verb, plus the word not, and then finish with that simple base verb again. Let's see this in action. I work here becomes I do not work here. Or, as you'll almost always hear people say, I don't work here. Following our S rule, he works here becomes he does not work here, which we shorten to he doesn't work here. And in the past, we worked here becomes we did not work here, or you guessed it, we didn't work here. It's that same simple pattern every time. Wow. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground pretty quickly. So let's take a second and boil it all down into a final, powerful recap. This is your personal conversational toolkit. Okay, let's lock this in. This is your cheat sheet. Remember, use do for I, you, we, and they. Use does for he, she, and it. And for anything in the past, it's always did, every single time. When you ask a question, that helper verb goes right to the front. And to make something negative, just put not right after it. That's it. Keep these 5 points handy, and you've totally got this. So there you have it. You've got the rules, you've got the toolkit, but knowing isn't the same as doing, right? The only thing left is to actually use it. So here's my challenge to you. What is one question you can ask someone today to practice? It could be anything. Do you like this weather? Did you watch the game last night? The best way to learn is by doing. Now go give it a try.